Welcome into the LC Transfer Room. I'm Jack, joined today by Chris, Maddie, and Chedu. And in one of the worst seasons in recent memory, Liverpool have managed to finish in the top four.
Golden stuff.
Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. We'll be on for a while chatting about the season, what's next, what happened today. Just happy vibes all around. I don't think there can really be a sad thought in today's stream.
Nah, man. It was just what I was walking into this game, coming into this game, and we all felt a little bit of nerves. It's Liverpool, apart from Chedu. We all felt a little bit of nerves because, it's Liverpool. Liverpool always do things the hard way. And I thought, especially when, Leicester scored early, I was like, oh my goodness me, this is actually going to happen. We're actually going to bottle it after getting into this position. But then as soon as Mane got the second goal, actually, I completely relaxed. Like, even when it was Chelsea in the end, did they lose to Villa in the end?
Yeah, 2-1.
Yes.
Yeah, so even with them losing to Villa, I was still like absolutely bricking it because I thought, oh Christ, Palace will go on and score two here. But as soon as Mane scored that second one, it was just total relaxation. Yeah. Absolutely buzzing noise. Honestly.
Let's summarize what happened. Liverpool won 2-0 at Crystal Palace. Chelsea lost 2-1 at Villa. And Leicester lost 4-2 at home to Spurs. Final table has Man City in first, Man United in second, Liverpool in third, Chelsea fourth, Leicester fifth.
Worst champions ever finished third with no defenders. That's all I'm gonna say.
If we speak, we big trouble.
Yes.
We only finished a few points behind United as well.
Yeah, we were a win away from getting second.
Now we're 5 points behind United.
No, they had 72 now.
They're at 74.
Oh, okay.
Maybe, yeah. Oh my goodness me, man. I'm just
so unbelievably happy. So we can talk about today a little bit, but I've been dying to ask this question for weeks now. Is this a near on 10 out of 10 season, considering we haven't had a center back for weeks? This moment right now.
No,
in my opinion,
no. Liverpool football.
No.
We exist to win trophies, though. It's not a 10 out of 10 season. It's a 5 out of 10 season with a 10 out of 10 end.
Yeah.
All right,
I mean, listen. My problem is right. Yes, we got third. Somehow we've managed to pull third out of the bag after all the injuries we've been through. Yes, we've had injuries left, right, and center, but that doesn't take away the fact that from January onward, we played trash. We were bad. We were horrible. We lost 6 in a row at home. It was like the worst run of form at home in our history. It hasn't been a good season, but at the end, the last run of games, ending the season with the best form in the league, getting third, amazing ending. Overall, not a good season. I think 5 or 6 out of 10 is good, but it is, of course.
I said positive vibes only. Shut up, Chedu. All right, Chris.
Listen. What this is what I say is, it had the potential to be a 1 out of 10 season. There was one point where we were 9th, boys. Okay, like it could have been one of the worst defenses ever. With Christ, how many centre back partners did we have? Oh, Christ, yeah. Shout out to
Too
the
many.
kid.
Yeah.
35 years, fair enough, man. But it could have been that. And the fact that it feels so good, it shouldn't be taken away, even though we finished third. I said at the start of this season, okay, I didn't think we were going to go. I've even got video evidence of it, actually. I said that if we can finish third and win a cup, I'd be happy. For this season. There's no cup.
We won top 4 cup. That's what
we beat Man United at Old Trafford for the first time in 7 years cup.
Yeah. No golden boot for Salah. He said back he'd give up every golden boot to get top 4 this season. He gave up this year's, not obviously intentionally, but tremendous season from him. He's my player of the season.
100%. 100%.
I'll take that for another stream, mate. Come on.
Yeah. Tune in later for an awards stream from the boys. Let us know your man of the match picks today, your thoughts on the season altogether. Going forward, we'll have a lot of talk on that in a second. But Maddie, today's performance, it felt a bit scary at times, a bit nervy, and then 2 kind of scrappy goals from Mane. We got the job done, yes, but it was, I don't know. I was a bit nervous.
No, I wasn't. I've been so confident the top four all season. The amount of times I've been on here saying we're still going to get top four, even when we've been like ninth at one point, weren't we? Liverpool always do it the hard way, and it's mad just to see that both Leicester and Chelsea both lost. To be honest with you, like that's crazy. But good end to the season. It's like 10 games or something unbeaten, weren't it? It's a good end to the season, finish strong, and Brendan Rodgers a bottle job as always.
To think Ben was going to do a Conference League video. Oh, boys, we don't have to care about that shitty competition.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, Tottenham can play Shamrock Rovers. I don't give a shit.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. So, do we feel bad for Leicester? I don't.
No.
I feel bad for Leicester because I think they're a good club, but it's just funny seeing Brendan bottling it all the time.
Yep. Yeah, they won the FA Cup as well. I mean, again, if you had told Leicester fans you get fifth and the FA Cup, they would have said yes. The first FA Cup in their history.
I'd rather have Chelsea have finished fifth.
Oh, I wanted Chelsea to finish.
I do think Chelsea will win the Champions League.
We're all Chelsea. We're all Chelsea in that final.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh man, it was a little bit gutting because I was like, because when obviously Chelsea bought one back and we were still 1-0 at the time, I was like, oh god, this is going to happen.
I almost wanted to see if Chelsea win the final. I'm very excited to see the takes on Twitter. Which was a better season, third and no trophies, or fourth in the Champions League title? I don't know which is better.
Champions League.
But, yeah, I mean, we handled our business today. 2-0 win. Other two sides couldn't handle it. Fundamentally, Leicester, 2 matches. You beat Chelsea last time out. You don't have to worry about today's result losing. Like you would have, like if Chelsea had won, you would have gotten caught up to, obviously. But they didn't handle their business.
Yeah, man.
Go ahead.
It's the same as last season, isn't it? They lost at home to Man United on the final day.
Yep.
And all they needed was a point, and then they bottled it. So it's just how it is. I feel sorry for the Leicester fans, but I do not, in 1 ounce, feel sorry for Brendan Rodgers at all.
Yeah. Man of the match.
Gini Wijnaldum, though. Gini Wijnaldum.
Oh, what's up with him?
What a player.
I was sad. With the Chris is even going Wijnaldum stuff on. I was actually like sad, when he went off.
Me too.
Because even the start of this game, even though we all know he's going, part of me was just feeling like, oh, maybe he'll just sign a contract last minute and it'll all be fine. But I think that him coming off and giving everyone hugs just confirms he definitely is going. But for me, he leaves a Liverpool legend, 100% a legend.
Yeah, man. I think Gini, even though he still pissed me off today, like he was really, really shit today. Just kept getting in the way of everything. But I'll tell you what, he was really, the way the Liverpool fans received him. We all know what a great servant to the club he's been and what achievements he's had. People are going to remember him at the end of the day. There's great players in this club's history, the likes of Mascherano, never won a trophy. Like, he'll go down more than him, even though maybe he's not as good a player. So, like, realistically, good luck to him. I hope he gets a fat contract.
Yes, hope he makes absolute bags. Barcelona.
Hope he actually goes to Bayern because apparently they want him now. I really hope he goes.
Bayern.
I really hope he goes there. He's going to win a lot there.
I don't think he'll even get the squad, let alone the first.
No,
team.
he wouldn't be in the first. He wouldn't get a starting spot. But playing at Bayern, winning the Bundesliga, the German Cup, having a good shot at the Champions League.
You're going to miss Gini Wijnaldum a lot more than people think. He is a workhorse, absolute workhorse, and he's been key to a lot of our success. I think a lot of people don't underestimate how much we'll miss Gini until next season when he isn't there.
In a season.
I don't know. I think, as I've always said, and I love him to bits, right? But he's the most replaceable player we've got.
But I disagree with that.
Who's more replaceable than him?
Not many players.
Has played over the 5 seasons he's been here. He's played the most games consistently.
But who in our first team is more replaceable?
He's actually one of the most irreplaceable in my eyes. Because Klopp's okay. So this is a season, right, where we've seen some players break down in terms of form, mentality, because they've been pushed for so long. Wijnaldum, you could argue he's been so just monotone that it's like maybe he's not been great. I don't deny that Wijnaldum's peaks aren't very high and his lows are like just slightly lower. He's like not a very exciting player, but he's always there. And with the work ethic he brings, he's always there. That's so hard to find looking at.
I think there's a lot more players like Wijnaldum out there. There's a lot more players like him.
I don't think there is. Honestly, I think he gets a lot of disrespect. I think he's world class. World class.
He is, but there's more players like him out there.
The fact he started nearly 50 games a season for 5 years in this Liverpool team, for me, shows just how important he is. Like, he's keeping the Kaiser, the Ox, Jones, etc., out of that team. I think we're going to miss him a lot more than we think. He's a pressing monster. He's been there since the start with Jurgen, and it's going to be sad to see him go, definitely.
It will be sad to see him go.
But I mean,
is there any chance he stays?
No. Listen, there's always the possibility that, something changes in the player's mind, that something changes in the manager's mind. But I just can't see it happening at this point. We all saw what Klopp said in the program. The beautiful words he left for Gini. What Gini said, I think I got it here on a picture. According to who was it? To Sky, he said, as it looks right now, it is goodbye. So it all seems that he's gonna go out. And honestly, in the pre-match, I said that he wasn't a legend, just beneath that. But I can safely say that he will be leaving Liverpool as a legend. I think
today against Crystal Palace just sealed that legend status for you, Chedu.
I don't know. It was something about the standing ovation that he got that just changed it for me. And honestly, I believe the entire team that won the Premier League title is going to go down as a legend in this club. And Gini, of course, has been a phenomenal servant. Has been there. Has done a lot of things for us. But we're getting to a point where the squad needs some rejuvenating. Players have to go out. Players need to come in. We need to change things up because things can get stale quite quickly. I think this season was a little bit of a sign towards we need to change the squad a little bit. So it'll definitely be interesting. Of course, the big scare of not getting top 4 was not being able to go and buy those big players that we wanted to bring towards the club. But now that we got third, that's no longer a problem. It's all about the money now. Who goes out for whoever comes in? What FSG actually bring into the table? Will they make big signings to seek forgiveness from the fans after the entire Super League thing? It's definitely going to be interesting. Whatever happens from here to August. But yeah,
Chris, you have to admit it right now. Is he a legend? Yes or no?
If I change my definition of legend, then yes, he is.
Anyways, let's move on from Wijnaldum. There'll be plenty of discussion about him for the next few weeks. Tremendous legend, whatever you want to define him as. He's been a great player for the club. And the standing ovation you just got was a great testament to the years he's given us, 5-6 years. Just tremendous time at the club. So, man of the match today's performance, would it be Mane for the 2 goals? He was okay.
100%.
But
my man of the match
today was
Trent, Matty.
Yeah.
Trent was phenomenal.
Trent was unbelievable today.
I think most of the team, if not everyone, was phenomenal.
I think Mane for me, because purely the difference in him with a crowd is he was phenomenal. Like, he just looked like normal Sadio Mane.
His 7th consecutive season getting more than 10 or more goals. As well as him becoming, he already was, the player with the most amount of goals against Crystal Palace in Premier League history.
What a stat. What a
stat. But yeah, he's a really good shot. I think I'd give it to him too. I think Thiago's a shout. Trent's a shout.
I say
Thiago.
Thiago is class. Thiago is, listen, in my eyes, Thiago is the best center midfielder there is. Defensive and attacking is different things, but as a central midfielder, I think he's the best in the world.
I think today having the crowd singing his name as well. It was great to hear that.
I'd got a guard of honour.
Has he? Amazing,
man.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, that seals it.
I think he's gone, lads.
Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah, he got that guard of honor. So, look, I mean, I'm very excited about next season. I don't know about you guys.
He's been given a big thing, like on ago as well, like a big commemorative plaque thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's probably been determined then if he's getting all this love that he's probably signed a contract with somebody already, and that's not going to be announced. But what I honestly I appreciate is while it was always lingering over his head, it wasn't like not like with Aguero, but like he didn't say anything about it really, except for like it's the situation exists. So, but anyways, enough Ronaldo talk for today.
So
talk about him.
Matty, I was going to say, I feel like I was getting an eye test, bro.
to quickly move on to another player that seems to be on his way out. Kabak recently tweeted, "Good job, team. We are where we belong." Using the term "we," I think, I think we all know that he really wants to stay at the club.
Yeah.
So
reading his tweets is the dumbest thing you can do.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that he's gonna stay because of that. Just once again showing that he really likes the club. Yeah, Matty, try turning it off and on, see if that works or something.
Matty he's just giving a nice little wipe there.
But yeah, what's everyone's? I want to know what's everyone's like. If you had to give a percentage on the chances of Kabak actually staying, what would you say?
About 25.
10.
I don't think. I think I want him to, but I think even today, and I was never on this side, but I think Nat Phillips has got a future at Liverpool. And it's not something I've been saying at all this season. I've always been saying Kabak. But Nat Phillips, even like he looked calm. He didn't put a foot wrong today. Again, and this is a massive game, an absolutely massive game. And yes, he's limited, but to help the homegrown rules, to be like a fifth choice centre back, why not?
I think going into the next season, things will be more like they won't be looking to sell Nat, but if a good enough offer comes in, they'd accept it. I feel like that's how it's going to be. I don't think they're going to actively look for a transfer for him. They're just going to be like, listen, if a big enough fee comes in for you, we'll let you go. If not, you can stay. But yeah, thoughts about Matip? Should he be going?
Oh, Christ. Matip. It's a difficult one, isn't it? He's such a good player, but he's cheese.
I mean, in my eyes, a fully fit Matip walks into every Premier League team.
Cheese,
maybe not City right now, but every other team, I think he walks into it. But the problem is he can't stay fit to save his life. So
yeah, these boys are just look at these sociable boys down there.
Of course. Anyways, so I don't want to get into transfer talk right now. I don't give a shit, honestly, frankly.
LFC transfer room, LFC
transfer room.
We're LFC vibes room. Right.
But fundamentally, we needed to get into this Champions League next year, so we weren't going to be bantered. We weren't going to be champions one year to Europa League qualifiers the next, and I'm happy about that. Finishing third is a tremendous achievement, and I think this group of players deserves all the respect in the world. Phillips, will he stay? Will he go? Kabak, will he stay? Will he go? So many different players, so many different rumors. So make sure to subscribe to LFC Transfer Room. A lot of streams, a lot of videos, a lot of content in the next few weeks ahead of the Euros, through the Euros, as there's going to be a lot. Black Hammer, do not mention that. Do not.
Oh, yes.
We
want a film version by next week.
Yep.
If not, we write it, bro. I'll get Black Hammer in your DMs.
I got to figure out the least likely area of my city that will have either police or witnesses for what I have to do. I promised like about a month ago that if Liverpool made top four, we were about seventh at this point. I promised if Liverpool made top four, I would run through the streets of my city naked. And man, my word. So
surely, as we came third, there should be an added thing on top of it.
No. Because we finished third.
I think because he got third, he now has to do it in the most populated area in his town.
Yeah.
Do you guys just not want me on the channel anymore? Do you want me to get arrested for public nudity and for sexual assaults to a lot of people?
I just want some really, really tight briefs on you, bro.
Jesus. So Liverpool actually do finish the season as one of the most informed teams in the league. 10 matches unbeaten, 8 wins, 2 draws. A tremendous way to end the year after a terrible beginning of this calendar year. So going forward, I guess, I don't know. I don't even know. I just have too many thoughts in my head right now. I can't formulate them on singular topics like what should we do. I'm just very happy.
Momentum's important, Jack.
So this is what I'll ask them. How important is Champions League to keeping players and buying players? They've said that it doesn't affect the recruitment or the keeping of players. But like that was when there was still a chance of making top 4. How do we finish in Europa League? How different would it have been?
I didn't hear the question.
Christ, you boys. I'll start then. I think it would have been different if we didn't finish in the Europa League to get in the Champions League. Even now we finished 3rd instead of 4th. That's like an extra like 5 or 6 million, which we earned from that. So, yeah, I think it'll give us a little bit more leverage for room on negotiation. We won't need Michael Edwards to pull out some crazy deals. I don't know. In terms of sales, there's a lot of players who could get sold this summer to help fund maybe a bigger move for a more established first-team player, whoever that would be. Yeah. So yeah, it's just a brilliant end to the season and unbelievable.
Yeah, that's actually a great question. Giant, I missed it earlier. Thank you for sticking it up again. Grade 0 to 10, 10 out of 10. How do you gauge the center back fill-ins in Williams and Phillips? Not from terms of their long-term future, but just how they've done this season.
I think they've done superbly. 10 out of 10. Reece Williams was in the National League last year, and he's now playing in the Premier League, getting us top 4.
Exactly.
Don't think they're good enough to play for Liverpool long term, but 10 out of 10 seasons from the pair of them.
I'm going to back Matty right there with the 10 out of 10. I mean, as he said, Williams was playing in the 5th tier of English football, semi-professional league last season, gets thrown into a deep end, Champions League, Premier League, helps the team get top 4. Nat Phillips, honestly, he was on his way out up until the injury started happening. He comes on, and safe to say he became a cult hero for Liverpool. I think he's become a fan favorite quite quickly. And honestly, even today, we saw it again. Phillips is so solid, has been solid at the back for us for a while now. Well, what is it, 5 straight wins for us now? With a few clean sheets here and there. And I think Phillips has been crucial for us, I'd say. Whether I don't know what it means in the long term. I still think that most likely if a good offer is going to come in and he's going to go out. But, he's going to be remembered by Liverpool fans for his great service this year.
How much odds would you have got for the most used centre-back partnership at Liverpool this season, being Nat Phillips and Reece Williams?
You know what's so funny?
Over under 5,000 to 1, like Leicester City.
Mate, it would have been ridiculous because you'd got so many people getting through it. Like, it's just
honestly, funny thing. Like I remember the first day that Phillips played for us. I was like talking to some friends, and like someone just says in the chat, like, Nat Phillips in 2020, look what we've become. And look how good he's played for us. Hasn't talked since, that person, by the way. So, might have been a sign.
So he needs to put down.
So what was your boys' favorite moment of this season?
Alisson Becker.
I think it's
the Alisson goal, I think, is the highlight of the season.
I think in terms of an individual moment, yeah. I think Thiago's half against Chelsea was one of the, even though it was so early in the season.
That's true.
I was just like
broke Premier League records. Half a game.
There's so many moments, isn't there? Like
I'd say the win against United definitely up there as well.
It's all come in the last few weeks, isn't it? I'm trying to avoid recency bias here.
Yeah.
I'd say
the Palace 7-0. Like
the Palace 7-0 is also a very big one. Minamino scored 2 there.
I love Taki, bro.
What else?
Even the win against Leipzig, both of them,
crucial, very big wins.
We were shocking in the league at that point, and we went into the Champions League and looked different gravy.
That was when we believed we were going to win the Champions League.
We're going to win the Champions League.
How naive we were. How naive we were.
We're gonna win it all next year. It's all right.
I was gonna say, so we finish in the Champions League, right? So that gives us, we don't have to deal with Thursday night, Sunday night
Yes.
schedules. So that's a benefit for competing in the league as well.
Yeah.
So I mean, you look at this, right? So I mentioned it before, or maybe earlier in this stream itself, that we finished closer to Man City did this year than Man City did last year. They finished 18 behind us. We finished 17 behind them this year. And they obviously turned that around completely on its head.
We're the worst champions the Premier League has ever seen.
We finished
Honestly,
5 points behind. You see, I'll never say the quadruple.
Yes, quadruple next season. Prepare for it.
No. You know, who is our
We're winning everything.
Chedu, who's our manager? Who's our manager?
Brendan Rodgers.
No, who's our manager? Jurgen Klopp. Jurgen Klopp hates the FA Cup and Carabao Cup. If he could just forfeit his team and like not have like his house burnt down, he would do it. He hates the League Cups.
Not gonna lie, well,
but
I would like to win the FA Cup.
Is back next year, okay?
I would like
Harvey
to
is
win.
going to carry us to the Carabao Cup.
I would like to win the FA Cup.
So, just for
I think we will win the FA Cup in the next few years because it's the only one Hendo hasn't won.
yeah,
True, we have to win it for him.
Carabao, right? We haven't won that.
I'm honest, it's 06, mate. Stevie G final.
Yeah.
Long time.
So we finished 5 points behind Man United, who had such a great season. Ole is at the wheel.
Yeah.
He can stay at the wheel as long as he wants.
Mate, they'll fall off next season, I'll tell you that now.
Chelsea 2
Right
points
now.
behind us. Leicester 3 points behind. 4 points ahead of West Ham. 7 ahead of Tottenham. 8 ahead of Arsenal.
Oh,
10
actually,
ahead of Leeds. And 10 ahead of Everton, who finished in 10th place.
They finished 10th!
they finished 10th. No way.
They had won. If they had won, they would have gone level with 7. But they finished 10th.
He bottled getting any European football.
They finished lower in
They
the
lost
season with Ancelotti than they did
5-0.
with Sam Allardyce, bro.
They lost 5-0 in a dead rubber to Man City. 5-0.
They're just too funny, bro.
That's glorious.
Oh my God.
So, guys, do you real quick wanna, since it's the end of the season, and, you know that's where beautiful things happen. Do you want to hear what my predictions were before the league started?
No, I genuinely do not want to,
No.
but anyways.
Okay, yeah, you're gonna hear it anyways. So, 20th Fulham, 19th West Brom, 18th Sheffield. I got the 3 that were going down. So wrong order, but I still got it right. 17th Brighton.
Wow.
By the way, this was all after the transfer window closed, so the league had already been going a little bit.
What are these
So,
predictions? This is disgrace.
16th Burnley, 15th Crystal Palace,
One off.
14th West Ham, 13th Newcastle,
One off.
12th Southampton,
3 off.
11th Aston Villa,
Spot on.
10th Leeds,
1 off.
9th
Ninth.
Everton,
1 off. Just flip-flop those.
8th Wolves,
Oof, like
Yeah.
5 off there.
7th Spurs,
Hey, spot on.
6th United.
West Ham United.
No.
Yeah, West Ham United. Cheddar.
Yeah, West Ham.
Hey,
West
West Ham
Ham.
United. Well done, Cheddar. Well done.
5th Chelsea.
1 off.
4th Arsenal.
I said that as well, yeah.
Arteta Bowl sold me dreams after the FA Cup. 3rd Leicester, 2nd City, 1st Liverpool. I did predict that Werner and Havertz would be flops though, and that the top 6 manager would be sacked. So something's
You know
up.
what? Actually, you did cheat. You did it after the transfer window was over, not before the first.
I
match.
always do it after the transfer window closes.
That's-
New signings can't change everything.
Yeah, but you also see the matches, but anyways, that was pretty close. I had West Ham in 18th.
I think most people had them going
I
down
had
or
them on
17th.
18th or 19th. I had
They
them.
were
I mean,
so
listen,
bad last year.
If David Moyes does not win manager of the season, it's a robbery.
Nah.
Bielsa, mate.
Or Bielsa, yeah, that's actually a shout too. But I don't know, man. It's that David like West Ham looked so certain to go down, and for them to be so close to get Champions League football. I mean, they got Europa League over Spurs and Arsenal. You know, I think that's.
Yeah, man.
I think that he's done
breaking to the Big Six, like huge.
Yeah.
Shows what a ridiculous season this has been, though, doesn't it? Like, and even today, you can even see a normality in the results.
Yes,
sort of come through. Like Everton losing 5-0, that's not normal. So yeah, it's just great to see the fans back, wasn't it?
It would make things like our home form is just gonna be so much better, you know. And I think matches are gonna be more predictable. We saw Villa beat Spurs because they had no pressure. They were at home, or they beat Chelsea. Excuse me. No pressure at home. That's a pretty predictable result once you have some more fans in the stadium. Leicester losing to Tottenham. I mean, I'm just upset at Brendan. Like, boys, you could have been with us. We could have made Chelsea just stressed out of their minds for the Champions League final, but we didn't.
Don't care about that, not. To be honest, I'm sure Matty can concur.
Nah, I'd rather them win the Champions League, though, to be fair. I do want Chelsea to win the Champions League. I just don't want City to win it. But I don't really care. As long as Liverpool got top 4, I couldn't care.
I hate the fact that it's Chelsea and City so much. I hate those two clubs with everything I have. I hate Mason Mount so much.
Why? They're not.
I don't know.
Mason Mount. He's sound.
He's a great player and a great person, but there's just something about him that I hate so much. But I have to root for Chelsea. I want to keep joking about how City doesn't have a Champions League trophy. And why, Real, why? Why couldn't you just be, God damn it, PSG?
So I want to ask a question really quick. Actually, I'll let us get all of our thoughts out on the season before we start looking ahead. I want to give all of us a grade for this season. I don't know how grades work actually in the UK. Let's just go out of 0 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
5.
5 out of 10. Chris?
Yeah.
6.
Chedu?
Genie?
5 out of 10. I'd say 8 out of 10, man. Like I'm
We're not
out of
Jack is used to supporting the U.S. men's national team, so he's used to losing. 8 is good for him.
I'm actually used to not even being in the competition. Like, just my team doesn't even show up. So I want to ask this. Looking ahead at the summer transfer window, a lot of changes are expected, but if you look at the last 3 summer transfer windows, 18-19, 4 players brought in for like a transfer fee. 19-20, 3 players brought in. Well, this summer, 3 players brought in transfer fees. Over under 3.5 players being purchased this summer.
I'd say over. Honestly, it's been a big thing for Liverpool not to buy many players, and especially the players they buy are players that aren't really stars. Except for Thiago is the only exception recently, I'd say. But I don't know. I think Klopp and the entire staff have realized that changes need to happen. There are a lot of players that have to go out. We have Wilson. We have I'll keep saying that Ox needs to go out. That's just my opinion. I'd say Origi has to go out. Matip has to go out, and we have to replace those players. We need to bring younger players, talented players. But I think
saying the word need a lot, Chedu. What will happen?
Well, listen. It's just for next season we don't necessarily need it, but I'm thinking long term. I think the best thing is to have an overhaul.
Can we afford long term?
That's a whole different
question. Barely
question.
afford Konate's release clause, supposedly.
Listen, depends a lot of what our owners want to do. Depends a lot of who goes out for how much. And honestly, I think with Werner, I think the signs of Liverpool wanting to buy Werner was the start of Klopp wanting to build the next big Liverpool side, wanting to start making changes. Of course, that didn't happen. Jota came in instead, becoming what I think is the start of the next big Liverpool squad. So I can see him going into the transfer market this season if if FSG want to support him, if they want to give him the funds. You say there, yeah, I don't. It's FSG. Chances are they won't.
Well, they just actually won't because they don't invest money. They don't take money out.
That's the big problem. But listen, you know, someone in the LFC chat said, if FSG buy Mbappe, I'd forgive them. And I think Mbappe on its own wouldn't be enough to forgive. You know, if it brings in a few players more, then I wouldn't personally. But a lot of fans, forgave them for the fucking video that John Henry did. So imagine what bringing a few big players in would do. You know,
over 3.5 players.
Yeah. For me, over.
Yeah, over. Okay, over for you, Chedu. Chris, over under 3.5 players being purchased this summer.
It all depends on who goes, doesn't it? I think Ox is going to stay. I'm convinced on it.
I can see that too.
Purely because of the way that he came in the other day, and I just think he's got so much to offer when he is fit. I think Naby goes. So that's one probably 20, 30 million. Yeah, we're going to have to take the hit. Taki probably goes. That's 10 million, even though I don't want him to. Origi probably goes. That's probably 10 million. So that gets you Kanate plus 5 million there.
Then you have players like Wilson, Grujic.
Yeah. Wilson's not going to go anywhere, man, because no one's going to be willing to pay what we want for him. Like
we want 20. We want 20 for him, but no one's going to pay 20
Cardiff can't afford that. Cardiff can't afford anything. Like, I live here. Like, we can't do it.
So what are you saying, Chris? You're saying over under 3.5.
So, yeah, it depends on who gets sold, but I'm going to say over just maybe 4 players.
4 players. All right, Maddie, over under 3.5 purchases.
I think we'll get 4 players. I think we need a striker. A strike. I don't know though, because I think we might get Sancho. Salah might start down the middle. If we get that, then we wouldn't need a striker. I think we will replace Gini in terms of centre mid. I think we'll probably go and buy Canate, looks done, and then I reckon we might go and get a better right back up rather than Nico and loan Nico out for a season or two as well. So I reckon 4 players.
I think Nico.
I don't think we need much.
If we get a big offer for Nico, I think he goes.
Yeah, I agree. But as long as we can sign a replacement for him, then
because Southampton really want him, apparently. 15, 20 million for him.
So
I've also quickly seen a lot of pages on Twitter and Instagram just saying like, what if we sell Mane, buy Sancho, start Jota, Salah and Sancho, and have Bobby in the bench? Would that be a good change?
Yeah, I think that would be deep because you'd have Sancho on the right, Jota on the left, Salah
and
down
Salah
the middle.
Top.
Yeah, and then Bobby can cover. He can play as a 10, he plays a 9, he can play in centre mid. Yeah, she's a bit versatile as well. I do think that would be a good sum. And I think Sancho's more obtainable than we think as well. Because
it's 80 million.
We sold,
and apparently
you get 20 for Grujic, 20 for Nico. There's 40 million already.
And the funny thing is, apparently Dortmund made a bid of 70 million for Mane. I don't know how true that is. That's just a rumor out there. But I think Dortmund know that Sancho will be on his way out. And if we scramble some money together from the outgoings, it's a possibility.
But once again, it gets thrown back into go though. You saw the real Sadio Mane play football again today.
I don't think you can sell Mane after seeing how he's played at the end of the season.
I know. Well, no, he's been poor really throughout.
Yeah.
And this one game has shown us that actually, he is still in there, and he's not completely, just flopped from complete being one of the best wingers in the league to being just average like he used to be back in the day. But yeah, if it came to a choice between the two of them, putting a long-term hat on and not a biased one on, I'd have to agree. Like Jadon Sancho is going to be a world-class footballer. So
and same with the Mane thing. A lot of people were doubting Sancho at the start of the season, but look how he ended it. Phenomenal ending to the season from Sancho, and United are going to be looking for a signature. That's just obvious. So it's all about us trying to, because generally I love Sancho. I want him at the club. I can see him as a Liverpool player. It's all about, can we get him before United can?
So what I hear when you guys say over under is depends who goes out. So, and you say, oh, it's a good bid for X player. And it's much easier, much shorter list to say what players are not for sale. And there would not be a acceptable bid for those players. Players I have in this list. First one actually kind of catches. Salah, Van Dijk, Allison, Fabinho, Trent, Robertson, Henderson, Thiago. That, in my eyes, maybe there's a big
Fabinho.
Fabinho, I have Fabinho. That, in my eyes, no.
There's a few, to be honest with you.
I mean, 300 million for Milner, and I'll let him go.
What are we saying, Maddie?
There's a few players who I'd say I wouldn't like to sell. I mean, there'd be like Allison, Kelleher, Trent, Gomez, Van Dijk, Robbo, Tsimikas, Fabinho, Diox, Henderson, Thiago. The
issue I have with some of those players like Tsimikas is that, yes, these are untouchables in my eyes. Like, there's no chance that a bid could come in.
I'd say he's untouchable because I think he would have played more this season if the two centre-backs weren't injured.
Exactly, that's the problem.
When your centre-backs are like so weak, you can't exactly afford to be weak in your left or your right back either. So I think if Van Dijk and Canate or Matip or whoever's fit plays, I do think Robbo would be rotated more.
Yeah, 100%. The only player I'd probably, because there could be a lot of decent backup left backs better than Tsimikas, but the only if in the odd case that he goes out, the only player I want coming in would probably be Nuno Mendes from Sporting. But Tsimikas, again, he was fantastic at Olympiacos. He of course hasn't had the time to show it here because of what Maddie said. If you're gonna have two weakened defenders, you're not going to add a third one into the mix. So that's why Robertson has had to play every Premier League game this season. But next season, when our defenders are fit, Tsimikas is going to feature a lot more.
And we've got to remember, Manchester City have got squad depth.
But the difference is they have oil money.
Yeah, they do. But the only way we're going to rival them in any way is to have
That's what they give Gini, a Champions World.
Decent.
That's nice. Yeah.
When in any way, like, we may not have the quality and depth the City have, but we still need depth, because if we hadn't have had, well, even the youth to come up as the depth this season, then we wouldn't be in third place. Just look at Curtis Jones this season. He's had a wonderful, wonderful season, but no one thought he'd have played half the games he has done. Shaqiri, as he's played more times this season than he did last season, and he's turned up in some of them, but he's 1 in 10 player, Shaqiri.
Real quick, I just saw that a few minutes ago. Someone tweeted from the LFC transfer account something. If you want to do it real quick, the LFC awards: Player of the Year, of the Season, Goal of the Season, Moment of the Season, Youngster of the Year, and Match of the Season.
Tune in later on the LFC Transfer Room for that kind of content. The match award stream coming up later this week.
We're gonna buy trophies and send them to the players.
Yes, we are. Golden ones.
Definitely.
Golden ones.
No, if you donate to the stream.
It's so funny. I just can't get over Everton coming 10th, boys.
It's hilarious. After they won the league in September.
It's properly Schadenfreude. Like, I revel in them losing. They live rent-free in my head. Richarlison especially.
I just know how often he's on Twitter. He just exposed himself.
Good bloody pigeon dance.
Honestly, listen, I absolutely hate Richarlison, but I do have to admit that when it comes, he likes pissing people off, and he's good at it.
And I
hate that.
But he lives right in my head.
Everton fans.
I have to admit it too.
34 Premier League matches. Score more, idiot.
It's just funny. They finished higher under Sam Allardyce than under Ancelotti.
He has a market value of $66 million according to Transfer Market. Who in their right mind would pay $66 million for Richarlison?
No, remember that rumor that went out that Barcelona bid $100 million for Richarlison a few years ago?
Did Richarlison really have less goals than Firmino?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Listen, if you nickname yourself the Pigeon, I think that's where the respect goes out of the window.
Well, gentlemen, a lot of the things we talk about today will be picked up in greater detail, greater depth in later discussions, later videos, later streams. So make sure to subscribe to LFC Transfer on YouTube. Make sure to follow us on Twitter. We'll be live on Twitter, Facebook as well. You like that over there. I don't use Facebook. You like our page on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram. Have we got a TikTok yet?
I think we do. I think we actually do. Let me check.
Follow us on TikTok. Have we got a Snapchat yet?
Do you want to see Chris dancing? TikTok.
Mate, I've got a TikTok now. It's photography based, but yeah, I've got a TikTok.
Yes, we do have an official LFC transfer from TikTok.
Keep an eye out for the start of the LFC transfer from OnlyFans.
Yeah, man.
Jack Edwards content on there coming.
Let us know what you want to see in our OnlyFans, guys.
Well, last thoughts on the season. We'll be back soon. Obviously, this isn't like the end of the LFC transfer, but we've been doing this for a couple months now. It's been a weird season to start it up. I'm excited where we're going to go from here. But last thoughts on the season. I'll start with you, Chris. Just kind of takeaways from today, the season. Where we go from
you'll never walk alone, boys. Mentality monsters.
I do chuckle. Yes. Jenny, last thoughts on the season for you.
I think this final game showed Liverpool for what Liverpool actually are once again. I think today showed the mentality monsters, not the mentality midgets that we've been throughout the season. And honestly, look forward to the next one. We're going to win the league. We're going to win the Champions League. We're going to win the FA Cup for Jordan. And, something that was proven again this season and that will forever be proven every season is just how bad Vinicius Jr. is.
Shut up. Maddie, your last thoughts on the season.
I said it a few weeks ago. Liverpool always do it the hard way, and we never need to be worried. Liverpool, the best team in the world, and we'll prove it again next year.
Except for Chedu's remarks on Vinicius. A very lovely way to end the final post-match stream of the season. We will be back in August with more better content.
I'll be back tomorrow, mate.
No, but like with post and pre-match live.
Yeah, we're taking the summer off, boys. No content. LC transfer, and we'll cover the transfers. Now we'll be back tomorrow and the day after.
Yeah, there's a Genie Wijnaldum video going up soon. So
yes. Make sure.
Yeah, you're gonna see Chris crying after dropping the agenda in that video.
I recorded it yesterday, so I haven't got much of it. But yeah.
Pre-post match streams will return in August.
Hey, why don't we do it for preseason friendlies, boys?
You can do that.
Playing Tranmere in a friendly in New York.
I don't know what that accent was supposed to be, Chedu.
It wasn't an accent. It was just a funny voice.
Okay.
It's what I think the people around where you live talk like, Jack.
Whoa. All right, let's get out of here before it starts to be.
That's literally the opposite of Jack's voice. You're like, meh, and then he's like, yeah.
Nah, Jack's just old.
Well,
it's different.
Gentlemen, it's been a very fun time this season. We'll be back next season. As we said, don't support us only when we lose. Support us when we win. We won today, so we'll support even harder.
And support LFC Transfer Room even when we don't play.
Exactly. For myself, Jack, for Chris, for Chedu, and for Maddie, it's been a tremendous pleasure being with you here today. Thank you for all the interaction. We'll see you in our next stream, in our next video. And have a good rest of your day.